Welcome to Xiao Voice. Continuing from the previous episode 134. Xiao Yan sighed in relief within his heart after hearing Tang Zhen's words. A joy that was difficult to hide surfaced on his face. He cupped his hands to him and solemnly said, "Thank you, Valley Chief Tang." Tang Zhen waved his hand and replied, "You have relied on your own ability. The old me has provided very little help this time around. The 10 exchange test this time around was something that Xiao Yan had relied on his own abilities to pass. Honestly, he had provided very little help. Valley Chief Tang is too courteous. If not for you, it is likely that this test would not have even existed." Xiao Yan grinned. He had quite a good impression of Tang Zhen. This person possessed an unfathomable strength, but he did not carry the aloofness that an elite Do Zun possessed. He could be considered much more approachable compared to Lei Zun Jie from the Wind Lightning Pavilion. Tang Zhen smiled, but did not argue with Xiao Yan on this topic. He turned his head and looked to the second elder in front of the hall. With an indifferent voice, he asked, "Second elder, Xiao Yan can be considered to have successfully passed this test. Do you have anything else you wish to say regarding this?" The second elder let out a bitter laugh after hearing this. He immediately sighed and nodded. Since Xiao Yan has passed the test according to the agreement, the old me will naturally no longer say anything. We will listen to Valley Chief decision. Tang Zhen's face became a little warmer after seeing that this second elder did not say anything else. His eyes looked once around him as he commanded, "Everyone should disperse." The many Burning Flame Valley's disciples around hurriedly acknowledged him after hearing Tang Zhen speak. After which, they withdrew the strange gazes that were being shot onto Xiao Yan's body. All of them slowly left while chatting with one another. Numerous exclamations were vaguely transmitted over from a great distance when they did so. Clearly, Xiao Yan's performance today had given them a great shock. Wu Zhen stood in the messy empty ground. His expression was a little volatile. A moment later, he could only swing his sleeves unwillingly, give Xiao Yan a vicious stare, and cease being involved in this matter. Tang Zhen's eyes landed on Xiao Yan after seeing that there was no objection. He smiled and said, "Follow me." He turned around and led the way into the deep regions of the valley after instructing him. Tang Huo quickly followed. Behind them, Xiao Yan hesitated for a moment before hurriedly catching up. The Skyfire 3 mysterious change is a top-tier secret technique of the Burning Flame Valley. Hence, it is usually stored in the Do Technique Hall within the valley. Tang Huo and Xiao Yan followed behind Tang Zhen. She informed Xiao Yan with a smile as they walked. Xiao Yan smiled and nodded to Tang Huo. "Xiao Yan, just what Do technique class does the fire lotus that you used earlier belong to? Why is it that its strength is so terrifying?" Tang Huo was a little impatient after seeing that Xiao Yan did not wish to say more. She dawdled for a moment before finally inquiring. Tang Zhen, who was walking in front, also listened in when Tang Huo's question was asked. Xiao Yan smiled. He casually replied, "That fire lotus is something that I created using the heavenly flame. Therefore, it is quite strong. However, this thing is too exhausting to use." The angry Buddha lotus flame was Xiao Yan's trump card. Back then, he had relied on his hot-blooded head and some luck to create this angry Buddha lotus flame. After so many years of perfection, the strength of the angry Buddha lotus flame had undoubtedly become more impressive. Moreover, the effects that it achieved were things that no other Do techniques Xiao Yan practiced could match. Hence, Xiao Yan did not wish to reveal too much about it to an outsider. Even though he had a good impression about Tang Huo and Tang Zhen, the matter of the angry Buddha lotus flame had too many implications. Therefore, it was impossible for him to easily reveal it to another. Tang Huo might be a little dissatisfied with Xiao Yan's reply, but she was not a fool. Immediately, she ceased asking more questions. After letting out a lovely laughter, she changed the conversation topic. Xiao Yan chatted with Tang Huo during the journey. The rock fragment path had shortened as they talked. Xiao Yan raised his head when he sensed Tang Zhen in front suddenly come to a stop. At this moment, there was a building in the lush green forest at the end of this rock fragment path. There were 3 large words vaguely visible on the building: Do Technique Hall. This place is our Burning Flame Valley Do Technique Hall. Usually, people are forbidden from entering it. Tang Huo explained to Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan slightly tilted his head. His eyes swept over the forest around without anyone noticing. He could vaguely sense that this place possessed a concealed aura. Clearly, they should be the guards of the Do Technique Hall. Follow me. The Skyfire 3 Mysterious Change is a top-tier secret technique of my Burning Flame Valley. Therefore, only at this place will one obtain the most perfect inheritance. Tang Zhen waved his hand at Xiao Yan. After which, he walked into that enormous hall. Xiao Yan quickly followed. 3 figures leapt down from the top of the building when Xiao Yan's group stopped in front of the Do Technique Hall. After which, they turned into 3 red-robed elders who bowed to Tang Zhen. Elders, please open the Do Technique Hall. Tang Zhen waved his hand and faintly requested them. The 3 elders, who were covered by a majestic aura, swept their gazes over Xiao Yan when they heard this. After which, their hands formed numerous mysterious seals at the same time. Many fiery red glows rushed out of their hands and shot onto the tightly shut door. The surface of the large door immediately formed tons of intense ripples after the red glows landed on it. Only then did the large hall emit a creaking sound as it slowly opened. Tang Zhen took the lead and strode in after seeing the door opened. Xiao Yan and Tang Huo quickly followed. The surroundings became a lot dimmer after they entered the hall. Row after row of neatly arranged, tall shelves entered their eyes. The wooden shelves were filled with many scrolls of various colors. However, Tang Zhen did not remain for long in this place. Instead, he walked up the stairs. This hall had a total of 3 floors. Xiao Yan's group climbed to the 3rd story before they came to a stop. The 3rd story of the Do Technique Hall was not very large in size. At a glance, it appeared quite empty. The 4 corners of this floor were covered in a dense glow. The space outside these glows was distorted. Clearly, all the things in this place had an additional special protection added to them. Do not randomly touch the things here. Otherwise, there will be some trouble. Tang Zhen reminded Xiao Yan before walking to the middle of this level. There was a red glow lingering there. Tang Zhen's 10 fingers swiftly pressed on the glow and it gradually disappeared. Finally, it revealed a head-sized red-colored crystal ball. The crystal ball was suspended in midair. It was completely red in color. At a glance, one could see that the crystal was filled with a countless number of mysterious seals which gave it an extremely mysterious appearance. This is my Burning Flame Valley's inheritance crystal. Not only is the complete training method of the Skyfire 3 mysterious flame within it but also some improvements and experiences of the Burning Flame Valley's chief over the generations. Tang Zhen spoke with a faint smile. A heated expression immediately surged into Xiao Yan's eyes when he heard this. This had exceeded his expectations. He originally thought that Tang Zhen would only give him a complete Skyfire 3 mysterious change scroll. However, he did not expect Tang Zhen to allow him to receive this kind of inheritance of the secret technique. Thus, not only would he be able to swiftly comprehend the completed version of the Skyfire 3 mysterious change, but he would also possess the experience of the predecessors of the Burning Flame Valley over the generations. In the future, he might even be able to rely on his ability to make this Skyfire 3 mysterious change even stronger. Thank you very much. Xiao Yan inhaled a breath of air, cupped his hands to Tang Zhen, and spoke in a solemn manner. You have saved Huo Er's life. This can be considered a little reward from the old me. After all, the old me only has this one daughter. Tang Zhen waved his hand as he said, All right, place your soul into it and you will be able to obtain the most complete Skyfire 3 mysterious change inheritance. However, this place is a forbidden ground of my Burning Flame Valley. Hence, the old me will remain guard here. Xiao Yan did not have any objections. The Do Technique Hall was an extremely important place for any faction. Tang Zhen had already done him a great favor by allowing him to enter this place. Xiao Yan slowly walked forward. He let out a gentle breath and gently placed both of his hands on the fiery red crystal ball. After which, he gradually shut his eyes. His spiritual strength surged from him and was inserted into the crystal ball. The spiritual strength had just entered the crystal ball when Xiao Yan's body suddenly trembled. A rumbling explosion was emitted within his head. An enormous amount of information continuously surged into Xiao Yan's head like a tide. This information was so large that Xiao Yan felt his head become a little dazzled despite his ability. However, Xiao Yan, who had his eyes shut, did not notice the extremely bright crimson color that was being emitted from the crystal ball the moment his spiritual strength entered it. The intensity of the glow caused the entire Do Technique Hall to vaguely radiate a fiery red glow. Tang Zhen and Tang Huo who were beside Xiao Yan, became stunned because of this change. A moment later, they faced one another and inhaled a breath of cool air. This so-called inheritance crystal ball also possessed a kind of testing effect when transferring the secret technique. A person with extremely great talent for practicing this secret technique would be able to cause the crystal ball to emit a glow. Back then, Tang Huo had also caused this change. However, when compared to the glow that Xiao Yan had created, it was just like the difference between a firefly and a bright moon. No wonder, Tang Huo was stunned for a moment before she suddenly muttered. She had just recalled Xiao Yan telling her that he felt that the Skyfire 3 mysterious change was extremely suitable for him. Back then, she had thought that he had randomly spouted those words. However, looking at it now, this Skyfire 3 mysterious change did appear like it was tailor-made for him. The surprised look in Tang Zhen's eyes also gradually disappeared. A regretful expression replaced it. Oh, if this person was a disciple of my Burning Flame Valley, it is likely that my Burning Flame Valley would have produced another shocking individual like the Burning Flame ancestor back then.